Well, it's Tuesday. That means I'm back with another episode of Gardening Over 40. I'm the Frugal Gardener, and yes, once again, we are indoors because it snowed again, and last night it went down to 0, expecting to go down to -4 tonight. So, the last episode we talked about indoor gardening, we talked about hydroponic gardening, and I know a lot of you guys are reluctant to change, reluctant to try something new. I know I am. So I'm going to do something I've never done before. Every week or every video, I challenge you guys to grow something different, plant something, try something new. And this time, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to say, don't start this project. Wait until you feel comfortable with it, because this is a commitment. It does require you to pick up some supplies. You're going to need an air hose and line and a few other things. And so instead, just watch the videos. Just look at this. Um, these are collard greens. Look at last week's video and look at how fast these have grown. The reason why I'm talking about hydroponic gardening is because basically they're getting water and nutrients 24/7. And I keep my light on for 16 hours a day. So it's going to grow a lot faster. Now, I titled this episode uh, Things They Don't Want You to Know. And I'm going to explain to you who they are and what it is they don't want you to know shortly. But the gist of it is this is the future of gardening. This is what a lot of companies are turning to because it's so freaking hot in the summer. The last 10 summers, 7 out of the 10, I think we've broken records. I know we broke a record for a heat record for last summer. So, am I saying give up gardening outside? No, absolutely not. What I'm saying is you should have a backup garden. This is my backup garden. And again, I'm saying you should, but I'm saying no, just wait and watch and see how this progresses. I have this one here. By the time I'm done, I'll have four, technically eight, because I'm going to do two of each. So, why am I suggesting that you consider doing this, and why am I doing this? Well, I'll give you a bunch of reasons. We started out with talking about no lifting, no kneeling, no carrying, and add to that, it saves time, it saves money, food security. I mean, we probably, hopefully, we won't have another pandemic, but the prices are still going higher, or they're not going higher, they're stabilizing, but they are sure going down. And with a lot of our vegetables coming from other countries and the chemicals that they're putting in them, the pesticides, it's better to grow your own. So, food security, and this is a less demanding work. You don't have to do, but like I said, the pesticides, and the beauty of this is that you're gardening inside, so you don't have to deal with the weather. So that's a bunch of reasons why you should consider doing this. Now, the reason why you see this here, this is the reservoir part of one of the hydroponics that you get online. Um, I have two of these. One was given to me by the frugal daughter, the other by the frugal son. And when you look, it's a little bit grimy right now. There are 7 pods, so 7 plants. But those 7 plants have to share this small space here, which is about the same size as this coffee can, which only has one plant. Now, most people, if you're a gardeners or if you know a gardener, they'll tell you in most cases, not always, but in most cases, the bigger the roots, the bigger the plant's going to be. If you're sharing root space with 6 plants, then those plants are only going to get but so big. So here it is. Things they don't want you to know. This, they probably did, they probably ran some numbers and they probably realized that this was the optimum size for the price point they were looking for. I have nothing against these. They do work. They do give you uh, vegetables, but the return is minimum. The harvest is minimum. What I've done is supersize this. So pretty much everything I grow, by the way, this isn't even 2 months old. So by the time I'm done with this, and this area here is roughly 4 feet by 4 feet, a little bigger than a card table. Everything that I grow is going to fit in this area. It's not going to be on this counter, obviously, because I'm in my kitchen, but I'm just giving you an idea of what the size is going to be. So these are going to be humongous in comparison to what you're going to get from out of here. Less work, less wear and tear. I check this about once a week. I add this nutrients here, a capful, and make sure that it's full. I use air hoses, and some people use another method where they don't. Not going into that. Every week I show you these Maxwell House coffee containers. So I decided to show you other options. Maybe you don't drink coffee. So this is half the size of this one here, and this is the largest of them all. And Coffee Mate, it's the same thing, but something new, something different. Pretty much everybody drinks orange juice. So what I did was I purchased these from AeroGarden. These are salad greens, just kind of rubbed off. And you just take the pod, pop it in the container, fill it with water, add the nutrients, you're set to go. I put an air stone in here. That's these guys here. Run the line to the pump, and there you have it. So again, they want you to buy these fancy containers, these kits, which I have nothing against. But my point is that these larger ones can run you, say, up to $300, and you're still not going to get the volume, the return that you get off of here. Now, here's another thing. Pretty much everything that I am going to be growing is cut and come again, meaning you can get a minimum of 2 harvests from these. Now, some of these you can get 3, but and in some cases you even get 4. But I'm not going to, blow this out of proportion and get everybody's hopes up, and then you find out you only end up with two different harvests. Basically, you harvest the outer leaves, and the inner leaves continue to grow. They grow faster than the original plant. So another 3 or 4 weeks, you harvest again and you harvest again. But my plan is to have 2 of each. If you have 2 of each and you stagger the planting, say tomatoes or cucumbers, yes, you can grow cucumbers indoors without soil. And if you wait a month before you start the second plant, then by the time you have finished all your harvest from the first plant, then you can move on to the second plant. So that's the general idea. But the other thing that a lot of people don't realize is that hydroponic plants grow faster, faster than what you put in the soil. And it goes back to what I said to you earlier, and that's the fact that you have nutrients being mainlined, being pumped directly into the plant 24/7. So, spinach in 40 days, bok choy in 45 days, romaine lettuce in only 4 weeks, watercress 5 weeks, and tatso, which is something that a lot of you guys are probably not familiar with, tatso in 40 days. Now, I left my favorite for last, and probably you guys, when I say favorite, favorite to grow, and my family loves to eat them, and that is tomatoes, because they require a little bit of explanation. Um, I'm growing cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes can be grown 30 to 50% faster. That's right, faster than growing it in the soil. Now, they're determinate and indeterminate. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time going into that whole situation because this is a series, and because I've already given you quite a bit of information, I don't want to bombard you with too much in one session. So, again, I'm hoping that you're still sticking with this, sticking with me, and watching this video and taking this all in. Because even if you decide you don't want to do this right now, even if you decide you're not ready, this is not for you, at some point, these summers keep going the way they're going, and these winters keep going the way they're going. At some point, you might change your mind, and at this rate, you will have enough information where you can actually begin or go back and rewatch these videos, because I don't see the summers getting any better. We hit 90 almost every day. I mean, it was ridiculous. So that's all I'm going to cover on this, but I'm moving on to number 2, which is what I told you last week I'm going to do every week, and that is I'm going to feature a plant that you can put in your window, in your kitchen window. And this week is cilantro. Mine is just starting to break through. That date on that is absolutely incorrect. This was an old tag that I decided to use, and I didn't change the date on it. This is not even a month old, but there's 1, 2, 3 coming up. If you have a south-facing window, stick it in the window, add some soil, make sure you keep it moist but not too wet, have some drainage in there, and you can add this to the watercress that we talked about last week. So next week, I will do a third one, and then we'll go from there. So I said there will be 3 things that I talked to you guys about today, and this is the other thing that is my free or almost free segment. And this week, it's seeds. This is a pack of free seeds that I actually got from a friend who got them from the University of Charleston, who got them from UNICEF. So yeah, you need to check your state to see what you can get, what they're offering. Obviously, I didn't check every state, but I did check the University of Pennsylvania. They have a program where they have master gardeners, and I'm saying University of Pennsylvania, but that's not true. It's Penn State, and they have a master gardener. They have a class for novice gardeners or non-professional gardeners, and they give you all the supplies, they give you the seeds, they give you everything And most importantly, they give you the knowledge. So you can check there. Getting back to the free seeds, this program, University of Charleston, has been going on for, I believe, 6 years. And this is the first year that they don't actually mail you the seeds because there were some issues. I won't go into the whole thing because I like to keep these videos short. But the bottom line is I just signed up for mine, and they'll tell you where to go and when to go. And closest to me is Buffalo, which is about 10 minutes away. And I'll be picking these up from the free library. That's where most of these programs uh, coordinate with. So you just basically do a Google search for your state and find out who's giving away the seeds, or they may have a seed exchange program. Either way, you should be able to pick up some free seeds. And if you do feel comfortable enough, you can start with your hydroponics. If not, I'm going to revisit this again next week. I'm going to give you more details. I'm going to give you more information. But in the meantime, I have received some questions. As a matter of fact, my my nephew is about to start his. He asked me about certain things pertaining to this, and he's about to start planning his first. So he's excited. I'm excited. We'll get through this, and before you know it, we'll have food. Food without the chemicals. Food without the pesticides. Food without having to worry about bending and stooping and dealing with the bugs. So that's it for this week. Next week, episode 11. And once the weather clears up, don't forget, I still have that project that I talked about way back in December, but the weather has been so bad, I haven't had a chance to get around to it. So that's it for right now. As always, I'm the Frugal Gardener, and when you grow your own food, you'll always know where it comes from. Please subscribe, and please share this video. I'll catch you next week.